Hello and welcome to SudoKanard. An unusual video for today. We're going to explore the instruction booklet for the next round of the Sudoku Mahabharat on Logic Masters India. This round has been made by three authors that I enjoy a lot. Clover, who has to be my favorite or among my very favorite authors, and also Philip Newman and and sorry and Bill ah Bill Murphy. Sorry, Bill. I forgot about your name. So this is the instruction booklets, and I decided to have a look at the six examples for the variants, which are themed on arithmetic variants and outside clues. So here we have sum next to 9, which means that this digit 4 is the sum of all digits that are next to the 9 in the corresponding column, and the same 5 is the sum of all digits next to 9 on this column. And perhaps 4 here is the best place to start. 9 can't be here next to a 4. 9 can't be here next to a 4. So 9 will be next to two digits, which will have to be 3 and 1. So 9 will be in one of those two places in this column, surrounded by 1 here or there. I will pencil mark that this way. This row is also interesting with the 5. 9 can't be here next to only a 3. 9 can't be here next to only a 2. And it won't be between the 3 and the 2, so it will be between a 4 and a 1. So 9 can't be here because the 1 would have to be there, and we already know that inside this column the 1 should be here. So 9 will be here with the 1 here, and in this column the digits next to 9 must sum to 7. And I think I will use this coloring to state the fact that those clues have been used. All right. Where should I look now? Perhaps this 4. 9 can't be here next to a 4 because of this, but 9 could be here next to a 4. Or here, no, not here. Okay, well, let's do some Sudoku and place a 3 here. With a 4, we know that 9 is either between 3 and 1 or next to a single 4. But between 3 and 1, it wouldn't work because of this one. So 9 is here next to a 4. And on this row, that's a 2 to complete a sum of 5. So this has been used, this has been used. Let's have a look at this 7. We could have 9 here with 6 there, or 9 here with 4 there. Both look possible. So that's not the place to look. 8 here could be promising. 9 won't be on the edges. So 9 will be somewhere intermediate, not next to the 8, because the sum would be more than 8. 9 here would work with 2 and 6. 9 here wouldn't work because 3 would require a 5. So this is the real 9. So the 1 was here in the end. That is a 6. Now in this column, 9 could be here between the 6 and the 1, and it would place a 2 there. That would seem to work. 9 can't be here because those are not 7s, and 9 can't be anywhere here because it would have to be between 3 and 4, and that doesn't work. So there's a 9 here, a 2 there. And because we have 6 variants to study, I don't think I will solve the whole puzzles. I won't solve the puzzles completely. So perhaps I just tackle this 13 clue, which means already that 9 can't be on the outskirts. 9 can't be next to the 4 because the other digit would have to be a 9. So 9 can't be here because of that. So 9 will necessarily be here with the 5. And here that's a 4. And I think I would just stop with this puzzle. And I'm not here to solve them properly, although I'm tempted to put a 1 here because of the rules of Sudoku. What is happening? That's the 1. Here we have a 5 and a 7. All right, let's move on to the second variant, which is a common variant, little killer, in which all those clues are the sums of the digits in the small diagonal. So obviously this is a 2, this is a 6, that's a 4, that's a 7. Now this 12 uses those 3 cells, so those 2 must sum to 5 without using the 2, so they are 1 and 4. Here we must have a sum of 12 with 2 digits without using the 7 and this, so those are 3 and 9. Here we have 5, 6, and 8, and I will remove some of the candidates. And perhaps this 23 can be addressed, although I'm not sure what I can do with only that. Where is a reasonable place to look, starting from this point? Those 3 clues give us the sum of all 6 digits here, which is 33, which means that those 3 digits sum to 12. That's not very interesting. Not sure. As you can see, I haven't solved those example puzzles before the video. Here we need a sum of 11 without using those digits, and this is not 2 plus 9, so they are 3 plus 8. That's the only remaining possibility, which is interesting towards this 9, which can only be 4 plus 5 at this point. And now this 5 gives us 8 here. Here we need 1, 2, and 9, and this is not 9. And we can see that 9 here would be very limiting for this 12, but it could actually work with 1, 1, 9, and 1. That would totally work. This column still needs 1, 2, and 4. Perhaps let's look at this 16. So we need another 13 without using the 4. They could still be 6 plus 7 or 8 plus 5. Both of these options would work. What about this 11? In both cases, it could still be 9 plus 2, but it could never be 5 plus 6 because one option has the 5 here, the other option has the 6 there. So 5, 6 is not available for this. This is a 2, 9 pair. But this doesn't disambiguate this. 40 or 46, I should have seen this earlier. 46 is a lot because the maximum value for this is 48. So we have only 2 degrees of freedom. So this is between 22 and 24. This requires a 9. This 10 is kind of interesting because we can see that all small digits are forbidden here. So this one is from 1 to 3. This one is from 7, 8, 9. This is not so limiting. Here we need 13 without using the 4 and the 6, so this must be 5 and the 8, which means that this is not 8 plus 2. And this 8 gives us the 6 at the bottom and the 7 there. Here we need 1, 5, and 8. So 8 is here. This is 1, 5. Here we have a real practice puzzle. This 5 disambiguates the 6, 5 here. So now we have 13 here. Those 2 digits must sum to 10. There must be a lot of options, but perhaps not that many options. 5 plus 5 is one of them, and it sounds very appealing. What are the other options? 1 plus 9 would work. 3 plus 7 would work. Oh, too many options. This 36 is interesting. We can't have 2 small digits here. If I try 1 and 2, if I don't put the 9 here, then we have a maximum of 6, which would cause the other 3 digits to sum to 30, which is impossible. So that is a 9. Those digits now must sum to 27. Which means that those are really big digits, I think. This is probably something I should investigate further. If I try to put a 1, and those 3 digits must sum to 26, which is impossible. The maximum with 8, 9, and 8, the maximum would be 25. So this can't be a 1, but 2 still looks possible. Here we have a total of 3, so those 2 digits should sum to 9. They can't be 2 and 7. They can't be 4 and 5. They can still be 6 plus 3 or 1 and 8. So this is really not final. I think that 8 here wouldn't work because we would have already 16. That would be too much. So 8 here doesn't work and 1 here doesn't work. This column needs a 5, so 5 goes here. And this is a 5 to complete the 23 here. Now for this 27, we already have 21, which means that those 3 digits sum to 6. So they can't be too big. They must be really small. Something like 1, 2, 3. It could still be 1, 4, and 1. There seem to be several possibilities. Oh, by the way, this 4 has disambiguated this for quite a while now. Oh, by the way, this is from 368, but definitely 3 would be much too low for this 36, so 3 goes there, that's 8. This is from 6, 8. Would 6 work? With 6, 4, and 9, we would have 19, and it would work with 8 here and 9 there, so this is still a possibility. Okay. This is not an easy puzzle. There's a 5 here by the rules of Sudoku. A 5 around here. Those are from 179. This is not 7. What about this? 9 would be too much. We would have at least 21 with those 3 digits. That doesn't work. This is 1. So we have 7. We need another 14 with those 3 digits. This is from 2, 3, and 6. This is also from 2, 3, and 6. This is from 1 to 3. So with not sure, the maximum options would make 24. No, 25. So we only have 3 degrees of freedom. I think the 2 here would not be enough. With 2 we would have a 9. Oh, actually it would work. So I don't think this is the place to look. This puzzle is much more difficult than what I expected. 34. We have 14, so the remaining 3 digits must sum to 20, which is substantial. What about this column? We need a 6, so 6 goes there. This is from 279. It's important to do Sudoku, as I often recall that that's not a 1. A 1 on this row is here, so this is 9, this is 7. Which is interesting regarding this. We know here we have a maximum of 24, so here we have a minimum of 22, so this has to be a 9. So we have 24, and this must be 22, so it will be with 6 and 7 and 8 there. 6 here goes with the 3 here. Here we have 17, we need another 19. So 2 with 9 and 8, that works. And 4 with 9 and 6, that doesn't work. So this is 2 with 9 and 8. That's a 1, that's a 2, that's a 4. Here we get the 1 and the 3. That's a 2, that's a 9, that's a 5, that's a 1. Here I get a 5, that's a 1. Here for 18 we need an 8. This 2 turns this into a 7. Here we need the 2 and the 3. Here we need 4, 6, and 7. Well, perhaps this is the moment I stop solving this puzzle. Or 21. This is 18, so that's a 2. That's a 3, that's a 2, that's a 6. We need the 3 and the 4. This doesn't even have an answer check, so I'm not sure this is really useful. 2, 4, 6 here. All right, I think the rest should follow pretty straightforwardly. It's time to go to the next puzzle, which is region some lines. On each line, we have portions that are contained in different regions. And all portions have the same sum, which means that those 2 digits sum to the same as those 4 digits, and I can already tell that this sum is 16. So how can I tell? 16 is the maximum value for those because of this 8, 9 plus 7. And here the minimum value, knowing that 5 is not available, is with 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and that is 16. I won't use 5 digits in decimal marks. So we know that the sum is 16, and the sum is also 16 here and there. All right, so this 2 goes there. One, 2, 3, this is from 4, 6, this is from 1, 3, 4. Here I need the 1 and the 4. Here I need 5, 8, and 9. Actually, the 9 is here. This can't be a 5. On this column, I still need 1, 3, 4, 8. Okay. 9 goes there by the rules of Sudoku. So the same is happening here. Those 2 digits have the same sum as those 2 and those 3. Perhaps I should do more Sudoku. 8 goes there. This is a 4. This is a 6. This is from 3, 4. This is from 1, 3, 4. Those are 2 and 6. This column still needs 2, 3, and 7. That's not a 2. That's not a 7. Perhaps I should have a look at 16 here. Or just at those 2 digits here. So that's interesting. We have 16 here. Here we have 18, which makes a total of 34. So those 3 digits must sum to 11, which means that those 2 digits must sum to 7 or 8. If this is 4, then those are 2 and 5. And if this is 3, then there are 2 and 6, which doesn't work. So this is 5, this is 2, and this is 4. That's the only way of having this work. Those are 3, 6, and 7. So 3 here, 6 there, 7 there. 1, 4, 5, 8. And 1, 3, 4, 8 in the column. So this is from 3 and 8. This digit will be important because it will give us the sum of these and these and these. This row needs 1, 2, 3, 4. We still need the 5 and the 6 somewhere here. There is a 5 in here. So here the minimum value is 12. Nine and 3. I'm not sure that this is so useful. Note that 8 is around here and down there, so this is not 8, this is from 3, 4, 7. Could it still be 16? No, I think 16 does not work because we don't have big enough digits for 16 here. So that's not the 7. 7 goes down there, that's 8. And this is 3 and this is 1. Here we need 5 and 8. So here the sum is either 12 or 13. We could have 12 with 6, 2 and 4. We could have 13 with 2, 5 and 6. I think that there's necessarily a 6 in here. Because without the 6, the only way of achieving 12 is with 3, 4, 5, which contradicts this 3, 4 by value. So there is a 6 in here, there's the 6 down there, and the 3 here. So that's a 2, that's a 4, that's a 3, that's a 4. Here 5 and 6, which confirms the sum of 13. So 13 here without using 6 and 7, that's a 5, 8 pair. This is 6, this is 5, 2, 6. Here I put the 4, 1 and 4. And at this point, I think the rest should be pretty straightforward. And let's move on to the fourth example puzzle. Oh, this digit is already 27 minutes long. This will be a very long video with respect to the uses of this channel. So we are back to next to 9. Earlier we had the sum of the digits that are next to 9. Here we have the full list of digits next to 9. For example, here 3 is the only digit next to 9, which means that 9 will either be here or there, with a 3 next to it. But actually 3 here wouldn't work because we need to have the 9 here and the 8 there because of this clue. So it means that 3 is here next to the 9 there. This has been used, and now this 5 here is not next to this 9, but 5 here is next to this 9. Okay, now this 2, 3 can be used to puzzle mark that, and we can see with that 9 on this column will be in one of two places. But 9 here wouldn't work. Surrounded by 5 and 7, we would have no candidate for this cell. So the 9 is here with the second 2 or 3, which will have to be disambiguated later. This 5 is surrounded by 5 and 8. There's a 5 here. And 5, so 9 is on either side here, But here it would require a 3 in this position, which is impossible. So 9 here, 3 there, 2 and 3, so the 9 is here in this column. This 9 is surrounded by 3 and 7. There's a 3 here. So 7, 3, 3, 8. There's an 8 here. So 9 and 3 there. This example puzzle is much easier. This 4, 7, right from the beginning, allowed us to place the 5 here, the 9 here with the 4. Here we have 5 and 6. And a 3 there, and a 1 there, 2 and 8 there, and a 7 there. But 5 here wouldn't work because of this. Nine in this column can only be here, surrounded by 7 and 4. That's 1 and 4. I said 4, but that's definitely a 5. And now all the clues have been used to their full potential, so the rest is plain classic Sudoku. Let's just move on to running start Sudoku, which is a variant I don't recall having seen before. So let's see. Each number outside the grid indicates the length of the contiguous run of increasing digits that starts in the first cell from the clue. All right, so I think I will add thermo to my options. It means that digits here are decreasing. Those clue of 1 means that we have thermometers this way. Like this. No, sorry about that. Oh. Like this, like this, like this, like this, and like this. I shall explain in due course. Like this, like this. I think this works. So, 1 means starting from these digits, the first run of ascending digits is of length 1, which means that this does not ascend, so the direction is like this. And so all those clues of 1 just mean inequalities like this. This digit is smaller than this one. 2 means that those two are in ascending order, but the run of ascending digits stops here. So I put the thermometer like this. And likewise, so chaining this 1 here and this 2 there, we have such things. So now this 6 gives us the 7 and the 8. This column still needs a 7 and a 4. Well, this 2 is really not a clue. It was forced by this. This row still needs 1, 3, and 8. 8 here doesn't work because 9 is not available. And this is actually 8 because of this thermometer. That's a 1, that's a 3. This is ascending and only 4, 7, 8 work. Here only 7 and 8 work, which is interesting because we get a 4, 7, 8 triple on this row. Those 2 digits which are here must also be here. So this is from 4, 8, and this is from 4, 7, 8. And we need the 5 and the 9 in here. Okay. Here we need 1, 2, and 3. So this is from 2, 3. This is from 1, 2. This is from 1 to 3. And actually, because of this and this, we have a 1 in here. It can only be in this cell. Yes, I thought of doing Sudoku. This 5 goes there by Sudoku again. That's a 9, that's a 5. Here I need a 2 and a 4, so that's a 2, that's a 4. 8, 7 go there. This is 2, 3, and 6. Only 6 goes there. That's a 2, that's a 3. This column needs an 8. It's here, and that's a 6. I get a 3 there by the rules of Sudoku. Here I need 2, 4, and 5. 2 only, no, sorry. 2, 9, and 5. So that's a 2. Those are 5 and 9. This is 1. Those are from, this column needs a 2, it must be here. 9 won't work here, so that's 5. That's 9, that's 5. 9 is forced here. I need 4 and 6 here, so 4 here, 6 there. And I think it is time to move to the 6th and last example puzzle in this instruction booklet and in this video, which is Diagonal Skyscraper Sudoku. I remember there being a Diagonal Skyscraper Sudoku in Sudoku Mahabharat last year or perhaps 2 years ago. I never managed to crack the puzzle open. I hope it won't be that hard this time. So what it means, if you look at those digits here, they are interpreted as the heights of buildings, of skyscrapers, and big buildings hide the view of the buildings that are behind them and which are smaller or of the same height. For example, this 8 hides this 8 and this 7 and this one, obviously, but it wouldn't hide a 9, except that there would, well, this won't be a 9 because otherwise this would have to be a clue of 1. So this is lower than 8, and then we won't have any 9 behind because we will see this, that, and no one else like this. So this is how this rule is interpreted. Okay, so this 2 and this 2 mean that those digits are smaller than 6. And this 1 and this 2 just give us the same information, which I will denote by a thermometer, like this. Oops, sorry, I need to select, so it just like this. Oh, I will use a lighter color, a lighter shade of gray. Okay, well, this 2 is really not interesting. This 1 and this 2 are more interesting. Okay, how do we tackle all of this? Let's do some Sudoku, I think. This column needs 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this is from 4, 5. This is from 4, 6. This row needs 1, 3, 5, 9. So this is from 1 and 3. 1, 3, 9. 1, 3, 5. 1, 5, and not 9 because of this clue of 3. So 9 is here, which means that this 2 is fulfilled. Perhaps I should pencil mark those clues that won't give us anything more at this point. Okay. This row needs 1, 6, 8, 9. Well, 1 will definitely not work here. And actually this must hide this. So it must be at least 7. So this is either 8 or 9. This can't be 8 or 9 because of this clue of 4. Actually, all 4 digits here will be seen, 9, 5. So this is at most 4, at most 3. So this is from 2, 3. This is the 1. With 8 here, 9 there, and 6 here. So now this 4 is fulfilled. This 2 will be fulfilled anyway. This one is fulfilled. Okay. Now this 9, by the rules of Sudoku, place a 9 somewhere here. 9 here would break this 2. So that's a 9 here. And we also get the 9 there. And we have all 9s in the grid now that I've placed the last 9 in the grid. And this 4, we will see, it means that we will see this digit, this one, the 8, and the 9. 8 blocks all of those from view. By the way, Sudoku tells me that this is a 6. And that this is a 7. Those are 2, 3, and 4. And there's also 1 in the column. 1 is here, so that's a 3. This is not 4, this is not 2, so this is 8. I need 2 and 4 there. This is from 2 and 3. Here I need 5, 7, and 8. Only 5 works here for this clue of 4, which is now fulfilled. This is also fulfilled, and this. Here I need 7 and 8. 2 here will work because 9 would never appear in those cells. So those 2s are fulfilled. This 5 gives us this 4 and this 6. And we're still left in the column with 7 and 5. This row needs a 2. We also need 3 and 8. So 8 here, 3 there. This 2 is fulfilled. 1, 4, and 5 here. So this is from 1, 5. There's a 1, 5 pair here. So this is 4. This is from 1 and 5. This 2 here is fulfilled. 1, 4, 5 in the column. I need 8 on this row. So it's here. This is from 3 and 5. I need 7 in this box. This column needs a 2 and a 6, which resolve these. This can only be a 5, that's a 1. 5 here, that's a 1. 4, 5, 3, and 1. And that's a 4. This is from 2 and 3. Down there, I need a 6. This is from 5 and 7. Here, I need a 1 and a 3. Let's do some simple Sudoku. Oh, that's a 5, that's a 7, that's a 5, that's a 7. Here, I need 3 and 4. Here, I need, well, that's a 1, that's a 3. So that's a 1, that's 8. So now 1, 7, 8. So this is done. 2, 6. This is done. 7, 9. This is done. 8. This is correct. These 2 works. These 3 works. We see 5, 7, and 9. 4, 7, 9 here. 3, 5, 9. Here both digits work, but here disambiguate because a 2 here would allow us to see 4 buildings. So this has to be a 3 so that only 3 buildings are seen. And I have solved this one completely, and I think it was important to see that this seemingly deadly pattern would finally have a resolution. So this is quite a long video, even though I did not solve all puzzles from beginning to end, but I thought it was interesting to do a kind of walkthrough of the early stages of all these example puzzles, which were not gimmes, or which were not give us. I'm not sure how to conjugate this kind of word. Anyway, thanks for watching this video and see you soon on SudoKanard.